little nerves here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, this guy's picking out some compositions for you guys to.
We
Oh, I beg your pardon. Yes, go ahead.
That's my problem.
Yeah. No. Grab a stand.
Too much trust in the.
That's right.
He's just making sure we don't blow up the school.
That's right.
We don't like it.
So, has there ever been a bass player in the group?
We like
We got our one bass player and we had to divide that.
Right. He said, I'm going with those guys, right? Well, I mean,
We're pretty bad.
it's amazing what you're doing to make a group possible, you know, by sort of doubling up your duties here. But, yeah, I feel like these, you know, sort of trying to think of what can I do to help the group elevate from where they are already. You're playing at a pretty high level to begin with. It feels like as a result of sort of, I'm doing two roles at once. It feels a little hectic to me. I'm trying to figure out a way to sort of make it more transparent, make it just easier to feel the groove when the grooves change. You got that sort of 12/8 or 6/8, however it's written in the chart on the uptown, and then going into a strong 4/4 type of thing. Those are not easy, and when you're sort of doing double duty. So part of it is on the heads, I thought you were a little strong, but not on the solos. I think they're so complex a tune, I think they need that energy from you for now. So I just say, when this is all arranged, you can put it down just a little bit. I don't know if this is a thing, but one of the things that I did a lot of work with Marcus Roberts, and he always used to say, make sure you can hear the foreground, the middle ground, and the background. And sometimes that's easier said than done, but you can tell it's like ba-dee-da, that, the foreground is the melody. And then beneath it might be, ba-ba, ba-ba, and then boom. That might be the background. It's just kind of little layers of sound. So right now it felt like everybody was sort of competing for foreground space. And as a result, it's just a little hard to get the sort of clarity of that. So I'd say next rehearsal, kind of what can we do to sort of pull away a few layers, whether that's just layers of volume or layers of, busyness in the 12/8 feel, whatever, instead of da-da-da-da-da-da, your tempo was so fast it was hard for you to keep da-da-da-da-da-da-da, easier said than done, easy to be an air drummer. Okay, I get it. But anyway, that's kind of your challenge, is like, that'll help the group do that a little bit. So let's just, maybe instead of working on improv like I have on the other ones, let's just start each tune, okay? So Orange Colored Sky, what do you think I'm gonna say?
Listen, like the foreground and the background and the midground.
Well, I might, I just said it a minute ago, so I guess I better, if I'm a man of my word, I just think that's exactly what I was looking for. But, it's like, if this was a vocal, okay, what tempo would you choose? I was walking along, minding my business, suddenly, da-da-da-da, flash. As instrumentalists, that's what we just did. I was walking along, minding my business, I can sing back behind the beat. Da-do-da, ba, boom, do-da, boo-boo-ya-do-da-do-do-dee. I can hear better at this tempo. Ba-ba-do-ba-do-da, ba-da-ba-da-da-ba. You hear how it sort of invites you to take sort of shallow breaths and all that. So let's just start that with more of a ba-da, ba-da. I feel like this is dance music, right?
Yeah.
Ba-da-ba-do-da, boo-ba-do-da, ba-a-do, ba-da-ba-do-da. Okay? A one. All right, right on the melody, wherever it comes in. Okay? A one, a two, a 1, 2, 3. So, I don't know, see, I'm thinking I'm hearing like, yeah, ba-ba-da. Now, Smash, smash. You don't have to smash and answer them. Smash, bam. Yeah, I wouldn't double them. There's 4 of them and 1 of you, so it would be equal. Does that make sense? You don't mind, that's fine, totally. That's what we're here for, just throw out ideas. That one may not stick, okay? Top again. A 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3. One thing you can do maybe at the end is like help delineate the form. Ba, 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 boo da, ba da, ba doo da, doo doo ba, ba doo da doo da. Now it's your turn. Okay, you're almost like the point guard.
Yeah, you're the boss.
You gotta know the play.
You're the boss of the band.
All right, here we go. Trombone version. This is the second A. 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3. So, I mean, what is the form of this? Is there a bridge?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, maybe it's A-A-B-A. I can't remember what the form of this tune is. But what I'm gonna say, he just played kind of the notes of the A theme. So can you kind of embellish yours a little bit? Ba ba doo ba doo da, boo doo da ba doo da. Just something that feels different. Okay.
Make it your own.
Yeah. 1. You want to play what he played? He's a trumpet. 1, a 2, a 1, 2, a 3. Now here, I think you earn the right to go to your ride cymbal. Right?
Can I see your right hand? Can you open it up? So you're gonna go like that. Like your thumb is on top. There you go. Beautiful.
Like spang, spang-a-lang, spang-a-lang, spang-a-lang.
I know it's a total different thing, but just try it. Just try it.
All right, bridge. Bridge. 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. So here's the challenge. I can't believe I can't remember that you just played it for me. Ba-da-boo-doo-boo-doo-doo, ba-ba-boo-doo-boo-doo. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. It's Hollywood, right?
We wanted to do that, but we obviously.
It's like the first thing we said when we saw this piece and we just can't do it.
Aha, well, you will today. You will today. Here we go. What?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Try that.
A 1.
Already swinging.
2. A 1, 2, a 3, a 4. So we just need to get the playbook a little bit more cleaned up, you know, sort of like, it's like the pro coach says, I have the first 15 plays called. We just have this 32 bar thing kind of figured out, and then we move from there. Okay, let's go on to Bubba Lane. Bubba Lane?
Yeah,
you know what I thought? Remember that scene in Willy Wonka at the end where Charlie gets the whole thing and they're in the balloon? It's kind of, this is sort of that, we're up in the balloon sort of quality. Maybe not the whole part, there's sort of 2 sections of this that I remember. Here's what I wrote, and it's really cryptic. So I'll have to wait until I hear it again. I said, piano too strong for the trumpet and trombone melody. We need a more vulnerable quality at the beginning. Nice soloing across the board, I thought it was good, particularly nice articulation of the trombone, and then the Willy Wonka air balloon were sort of my little quick notes of myself. Let's see if any of that makes sense by this point. So, can you count it off and play the intro and head for me?
We have like an intro.
Let's do the intro. Start again. So that's cool. So, boom, 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 bum, bum, boom, ding, boom, 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 bum, bum, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Right, up and down. 1, 2, 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Don't lose rhythm though. I didn't say play less rhythm. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, and 3. It's already sounding a little repetitious to me. I love the melody, but it's like, it's long enough that I want to have a little different texture behind each one. Can I hear the trumpet and just piano together? 1,
10 minutes.
at the melody. 1, a 2, a 1, 2, and 3. So very, ba, ba, da, da, da. A little more percussive, maybe. 1, 2, and a little softer, just 2 of you. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Closed hi-hat, eighth notes. I don't think that's the right sound for the trombone. 1, trombone, 2, a 1, 2, 3. Haines a little bit. So one of the best rules is always say, have I left enough headroom for something else to happen? Blah, blah, sha. This is the most dramatic thing that's happened in the piece to this day. So we don't want to have already played within 10% of that volume level. Down here, the headroom is great and we can really expand. Okay? So maybe the next couple rehearsals, record, play, record, listen back, take some notes, play again, record, listen back, play some notes. I bet 2 or 3 times through that He goes, I didn't realize we were doing this, or
Yeah.
I think we can do this, that sort of
Yeah.
thing, okay?
Yeah.
All right, I pass it on.
Okay, so first of all, yeah. So I just have to say, I think it's really important for us to, this is such a heart and soul band for me, you know, because like to not have a bass player and to try to make the greatest music without a bass player. I mean, who needs a bass player, right? You got this guy. What's your name?
Liam.
Liam? Can we all give Liam a hand? That was so fun. I'm so proud of what you did, and to play the bass line with the melodica, and then the bass line with the comping. I mean, you're the cornerstone of this band, and it was just, I love it. I love hearing a band when you wish you could have the ideal, but you make it work. You just make it work with what you have, and this is what you did, and it was so great. That was really, really great. The other thing I was going to say, I do want to work a little bit on this tune, and I want to just sort of demonstrate how, like, with this music, everybody has their own part, so you can kind of, like, you can sing it any way you want it. You can play, like, for the melody, right? You can go, booty, ba-da-da-da-da-da. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't have to hold the
Yeah,
note.
yeah.
I mean, this melody, you play it 2 or 3 times. That's a chop burner.
Yeah.
That is hard for anybody. I mean, we never, in the NCJRO, they're not going to play like a tune like this 3 times in a row. Because the band's going to be like, ugh, it's hard. So like, what I want you to think about, what's your name?
Liam.
And your name?
Matthew.
Liam and Matthew. So when you're playing this melody, you got to think about, like, how do I sing it? Like, when we hear Lester Young, Sidney Bechet, John Coltrane, Sarah Vaughan, Billie Holiday, when they sing their melodies, they're not going like, 4-1, hold, da da da. It's not like that. It's like they have their own liberty, their own way. And can we just try that? Can we try the melody again? And what I want you to do is I want you to try to play half as many notes. 5 minutes?
Yep.
Thank you, sir. Just play half as many notes. Instead of a whole note, make it a quarter note. And what will happen is this is going to feel like really uncomfortable because you've never done this before, right? So listen everybody, when you isolate something and you're practicing something, you have to allow the failure, because it's never going to be perfect. There's no such thing as perfect. You just have to try and fail, but the success is the fact that you tried, and then the more you do it, the easier it gets. So you can play your melody down the octave if you want to, trombone player, to start, and then you can go up. Why? There's no one else doubling you. There's no problem with that. You can add vibrato. You can add slide vibrato. You can go whoa, 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 da 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 da, or you can You can do that. You can do whatever you want. There's no one here to tell you how to play. It's what we want to hear is we want to hear you. Each person will play the melodies differently, right? That's the beauty of this music, is we get to hear what do you want to do. So can you try that? Here's the beginning of the melody, the A section. And what I want you to do is I want you just to sing the melody in your head. Okay? So you're just humming in your own head. Nobody's going to hear what you're doing. Here, and I'll kind of do it with you a little bit. You do the first 4 bars, and I'll do the second 4 bars, okay? So we're just going to play for them, okay? 1, 2, 3. Just you're humming, but they're not going to hear you. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
Oh, yeah.
1, 2, here, I'll demonstrate. 1, 2, 3, go. Letter A, 2, 1, 2. single time you sing it, you do it the way you sing it, and that's great, beautiful. And we get to hear, what are you doing? How are you doing that a little bit differently than everybody else? It doesn't have to be high, it doesn't have to be fast, it doesn't have to be a lot of notes. It could be the choice of space that you make. Just the choice of space. Because when you leave the space, these cats make you sound good. You know what I mean? It's like, wow, listen to that trumpet sound, that's so nice. Because that's what we're thinking when there's rest. You see what I mean? Now, similarly, to my colleague, Professor Ketch, is in here, I literally wrote down the same thing that he suggested you all do for the clarinet solo. So we've got all this music now, and you've got the drums happening now. And what we can do, can we try the clarinet solo? Okay, so let's take it from the top, the clarinet solo, and no drums. No drums. So you're going to play, you're going to be the timekeeper, and because he's not playing, you don't have to play as strongly. So I want you to pay attention to the clarinet, that you're not putting a blanket over the clarinet. You're not enveloping the clarinet. You're like under supporting him. You're like the pillow, a cushy pillow, and he can put his head right here. That's our job as a rhythm section, to make everybody sound as good as they can. We're social instruments, you know. We're there for the benefit of everyone else, right? And that's true with all of us too, for the benefit of all of us here in the room, right? We're all part of this, right? Yep. Okay, you want to try it? Sure. Okay, 1, 2, oh, 1, 2, 3. Studio with a really famous, well-known saxophone player. And when he was warming up and we were starting to do the take, he would chirping all the time with his reed. So he's like, oh, okay, and when he got another reed, and everything was fine. And when we did a take, he chirped again. So we had to cut the take and we did another take. What's the big deal? There's no big deal. You're singing. You were singing on there, man. That was great. One other cute little neat little trick that you can do, cats, is you wouldn't believe what rhythm section can do for you when you're just holding a note or not playing. So one thing that you can do is you can find a common note, just a note that fits all the chords, and just hold it and maybe add a little vibrato and see what the cats do underneath you to make it sound like music. I think the one thing I want to say to everybody in here, and I've probably said this a million times, is that when you get home, the one thing that's holding you back is just getting air through the horn more often. So when you get home, everybody take your horn out of the case, set it up right when you get home. Play it for 5 minutes. Just play it for 5 minutes. Play something, whatever you want to play that's beautiful. Make a beautiful sound. Play a scale, but play it as if you're playing it for the very first time. And make it sound really beautiful. Practice vibrato. Maybe isolate whatever you're going to isolate. Put it down, keep it set up, keep the reed, the mouthpiece, the schlipperly, flubbity, whatever you all got, and you put it down, right? And every time you walk by your instrument, just pick it up and play it for 5 minutes. And say to yourself, I just want to make this sound more effortless. Sometimes it sounds like you're all like a little tight with your embouchure. It's like it just sounds like you're forcing things a little bit. And that's something that you can isolate when you're practicing at home. And every time you walk by your horn, you pick it up and you play. Yeah, how much time do we have left? Well, that's perfect because I'm out of notes. That was it. Okay, let's give him a big round of applause.